Ladies and gentlemen, it's Mr. Dana White.
Conor says he's coming back. You know, he wants to fight on this White House card. We're going to be on the fucking south lawn of the White House. The fighters are going to walk out of the Oval Office.
So you were saying John Jones and Aspinall confirmed.
There's been some criticism about the UFC having a superstar problem.
Who the fuck is saying, oh, they have a superstar problem?
I think I heard say it once.
So the NELK Boys, I want to bring them on Air Force One. They get on the plane, and Steve's like the biggest Trump fan ever. So these guys are fucking going crazy. And literally at one point, Trump looks at me. He's like, are you fucking kidding me? Yeah, you guys need to fight guys your fucking same size.
Is that why you guys wouldn't let me fight Conor?
That's a good question. You know, your brother talks more than anybody that I've ever seen.
Do you think that the relationship can be mended eventually?
Into what? As far as what?
I don't know.
We're gonna hang out and fucking, you know, go see a movie or something? I mean, I do not hate your brother. Your brother's out there doing his thing.
He made a diss track on you, though.
Dana White. I think we got to ask you about this situation that happened this past week with Charlie Kirk.
That's so crazy.
Is this one maxed out on length? Yeah. Dude, how does Full Send get this done and we can't? Real knee slapper, no offense. Love those guys. Was just with them all week, and I know you guys are partial to the Full Send boys, okay? We get it, okay? You guys are big NELK fans. You like pranks and stuff, I bet. Well, guess what? We take shit seriously. We're not about pranks, okay? We're not pranksters. Steiny's not gonna pop out of a fucking closet, so if that's what you're waiting for, you could leave. Sorry. Yo, dude. He's like one of the only people in the world that we would wait this long for.
That's not true.
He's the GOAT.
Dude, but I'll be honest with you. If they said he's going to be here in 3 hours, I would wait.
100%. It's Dana White. It's Uncle Dana. He's one of the most influential people on the planet.
I'm not moving from this seat.
We waited for Trump. Do you remember he iced us? He told us he had to go fix his hair. And I started sweating.
Yeah.
And I wasn't sweating. And then he was like, fucking, I'm just going to go, I'll be right. He said, I'm just going to go look at my hair. I'll be right back. Didn't come back for like 20 minutes. I'm like, oh man, dude, this is really happening. I don't feel like that with Dana. He feels like almost like a mentor, like a brother who would never return a call if I tried to talk to him.
No.
He would call you back.
Yeah.
Would he?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got to get my clout up.
I think he changed his number, though. I actually don't think I have his new number.
Really? Why don't you ask him for it on air?
I will.
We both have asked for him today.
Yeah.
One of us will get what we're looking for. It ain't going to be me. Welcome back to Impulsive.
You could do it.
Hey, welcome back to Impulsive, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching, viewing, and listening, and also subscribing.
We're almost at 5 million subscribers. You know that?
Yo, if you're watching this and you're one of the non-followers watching this program today who saw a TikTok clip that you thought was funny, something inspirational on the show, why don't you just click that subscribe button so that we can continue to feed our families? I don't have a family.
What are you talking about?
Just whoever I'm with at the time. I don't necessarily have anyone specific in mind, but I'd like to buy food for someone.
Yeah.
Also, if you're watching this, comment below if you'd like some food, and I'll buy it for you. Just leave a comment below.
Where out of the 4 intros that we've had for this show, which one?
Probably that one.
No, I don't think we use that.
Nah, I'm not gonna be honest.
No, because bro, he still could not, he might not even be here.
Yo, remember we had the crazy long intro for his other episode?
No, you're lying.
Yes, we did. Because we were in Vegas and he did the same shit. He pulled the same shit on us on purpose. He's icing us. Dana is icing us. He wants to see if we have the in-ring composure to hang in this scenario. Oh, what?
Eyes on Dana's car. Yeah?
But we're in a building. Where's the car? Also, and also, what kind of car?
What?
Is it a nice car?
Move this? This phone? Move this Prime Energy? Oh. I say we do a whole other intro.
No.
Did we run?
That was it. I'm telling you, bro, something about that one because remember when they said, yo, we love when the boys are just boys and they sit on the couch and kick it and talk about funny stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's just you just talking.
That's all right. So you try talking.
No,
I'm up a little bit.
I know.
Why don't you try to explain to the audience why you have a fucking rotting flesh on your face? Talk about that.
Okay, it's true. So I had a like a moley, like I don't know what you would call it.
Not a moley. That's
A
a
growth?
chocolate sauce in Mexico.
I had some sort of growth. It's been there for a couple of years, and I finally made the decision to cut it off yesterday. So that's what you see. It's not a pimple. It's
disgusting.
Okay, it's not that bad. It's really not that
gross.
bad. It's not that bad. Mr.
Ladies,
White,
ladies and gentlemen,
ladies
Dana
and
White.
gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, it's Mr. Dana White.
Dana. Fuck.
How are you? Good to see you too.
Welcome back.
Thanks for having me.
Oh man.
You guys were in the studio. I didn't know you were in my room.
Yeah. What is it? Where are we, Dana?
This is the the green room, where we hang out. So
This is great.
We do Apex fights over here, and I spend most of the time in here and watch it on the TV or go out there for.
Oh.
This is like your private lair, like the boys that you let.
We have Christmas parties in here.
Probably
Kid Rock destroyed this room 1 year for a Christmas party.
Dude, I want to party with Kid Rock. I want to party with you too, Dana. I feel like you guys throw down.
Nah, he only parties with the NELK Boys. He doesn't like us.
Yeah,
You don't like us.
Yeah, but you party with the NELK Boys.
Yeah. I have. I've hung out with them, and we throw a lot of parties. We have a party on Monday for our staff. We try to throw, I don't know, what do you think, 4 or 5 parties a year for the staff, and
Big parties.
yeah, we just did like a circus, like a fair over at the headquarters. Bring your kids and your family, and
It's so nice.
huh?
It's so nice. It's a whole.
I just, these people work hard, and I love the idea of their families coming and hanging out, and especially their kids, seeing where their parents work and making it a fun place for them.
It's a sick environment. This is my first time at the Apex. UFC Apex. We had you on 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And dude, even since then, it feels like you've just
grown.
Yeah, expanded the whole enterprise. I don't think TKO existed when we had you on last time.
Yeah, no, it's and this is nothing. We're doing even more.
This is nothing.
Yeah, the construction here is never going to end. The construction guys, they're the guys that built my house. I said, yeah, you guys are just going to be working for us for the next 10 years.
Damn.
Yeah.
Hey, Dana, there's some big updates coming out of the NELK camp that I wanted to talk to you about.
Coming out of what?
The NELK camp.
Okay.
Big. I think you already heard about it. Bob Menery finally got punched in the face.
I did hear about this. But you know how bad I've been trying to get this footage? I got to see it.
Where did it happen?
So it happened at a hotel in Toronto, which I was like, God damn it, I have no juice in Toronto at all. If it happened in Vegas, we would have that footage right now. But unfortunately, it happened in Toronto, and the hotel apparently wouldn't give up the footage. But
Oh, you actually tried?
no, I didn't. They did.
Do you know the backstory of what happened?
Yeah, he was being Bob Menery, and Kyle got tired of it and punched him in the face. Now Steiny says that Bob went down and got dropped. Bob is denying going down.
We need the footage. We got to
see it. The only way is probably through litigation at this point.
Yo, I can't believe Bob hasn't sued him already. It's unbelievable.
Damn.
You could always pay a hotel, though. There's got to be somebody you could pay in that situation.
Security footage is sometimes tough, I feel like.
Yeah, especially if somebody being assaulted.
Yeah.
That we're going to plaster all over the internet, all over the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably a problem.
So are you excited about the $7.7 billion deal with UFC and Paramount?
I'm definitely not bummed out about it.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Congratulations, man. It's gotta be cool building this company from what it was when it first started to inking a deal like that.
Yeah, I think, one of the things, when I think about it early on, when we paid to get onto Spike TV, basically the narrative was you paid to get on TV. You're never going to get paid to be on TV now was what everybody was telling us at the time, but obviously not the case.
Yeah. So wait, do you get all that money?
What?
The 7.7 billion?
Yeah, me? Do I get all the 7?
Right in your checking?
I get all 7 point. It's all 7.7. If you look at what we're doing right now, so next year with the Paramount deal, we're going to do 44 events, fight nights between fight nights and numbered pay-per-view events. I'm going to do 12 power slap events next year. We're going to do 14 BJJ events. And then, the new boxing deal I'm working on for 26. Think about this. Boxing isn't on TV right now. Nobody has a TV deal. They're doing some DAZN fights. And and I'll end up nailing down a television deal for boxing, and we'll do 16 or 18 boxing events next year.
So is the Netflix deal right now just is that a one fight deal with Zuffa? Just like a test?
It's the Canelo fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we didn't even cover that we're here for Alvarez Crawford, for Canelo Crawford this week. By the time this comes out, it'll already be over. But what are your predictions?
The same as every fight I ever do. I just want it to be a good fight. I want the live in-house production to be incredible, television production to go well, and I want a great fight. And the difference between this and other fights is from the first fight of the night to the main event, we have nothing but great fights. And we got a lot of guys on the undercard that are undefeated, fighting other undefeated guys. So when I think about Crawford and this move that he's doing, and he knows he's going to have to be aggressive to win this fight, I think he's going to go after him, and I think he wants to make a statement, and I think he wants to solidify his place in boxing history and financially too. Obviously, this is a big fight for him.
Yeah.
It's a once in a lifetime opportunity.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to take it. And then Canelo. Canelo's a great counterpuncher, got good power, good chin.
Yeah.
So I think it has all the makings to be a great fight.
I got Crawford.
A lot of people on the inside like Crawford.
Yeah.
What's the odds right now?
It's like minus 150, I think. It's nothing crazy. Nothing crazy.
You're not allowed to bet on the fights, right?
No.
No. Man, you, Turkey, Nick Khan, Ari Emanuel, and just like this overall combat move you guys are doing have created such like a powerhouse.
Empire.
It's insane because it spans across more than just one vertical, right? Even you guys are even slapping people now. Like that's in the umbrella. Like
yeah. Listen, I told you a while ago.
You did.
You weren't wrong about that. It's just you couldn't have never controlled, dealing with the athletic commissions and all the shit that you have to deal with that. But these guys, we're gonna do 12 fights next year. This thing's been going for 2 years. The total payout for these guys over the last, I think it's been 2 years, is over $10 million.
For the slappers?
Yeah, that those guys have made.
No way.
Yeah.
Finally, Finest WWE has come back to the hobby. This set is a high-energy tribute to sports entertainment built for collectors who crave vibrant designs, premium tech, and chase-worthy pulls. Every box delivers a thrilling mix of content, 2 autographs, a full spectrum of base and parallel cards, rare refractors, and inserts that highlight the biggest names and moments in WWE today. The 300-card base set is a collector's challenge packed with common, uncommon, and rare tiers, each available across a rainbow of parallels. Plus, each case guarantees 1 major case hit, dark energy, double exposure, or Ula Fala. Whether you're chasing your favorite superstar, prospecting new talent, or going for the full rainbow, 2025 Finest WWE brings the action. Back to the show.
So it's been great. And I don't even know off the top of my head how many sponsors we have, but we have a shitload of sponsors. And
well, because there's a lot of eyeballs. It's like one of those like let's be honest, we're like all watching for the car crash. It happens almost every 10
so I'll
seconds.
tell you
It's like a
something
pile
crazy.
up.
So AJ Lee came back to the WWE, and WWE had posted this thing about the social stats. It was like the biggest social thing of the year for them, right? And then my guy Frank, who runs Slap, said, "This is crazy, but look at this stat for WWE. This is the biggest." He said, on our last Slap event, we had over 5 that were bigger than this random.
Oh my God.
Random slap.
I mean, it's a viral magnet. Like that. Like that's how even I'm sure it caught your attention when the guys were doing it in Russia.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was on social media, but what caught my attention was that, first of all, when I saw it, I was like, holy shit, this is crazy. And then what I found interesting is that I would want to stay on and keep watching to see who won. And I'm so fucking jaded, man. I
Yeah. So when you're paying attention, you're saying it's notable enough to like maybe tap into the business.
If I'm this into this, what would happen if I did this the right way and turned it into a sport? And same shit with the UFC.
Has there been anyone who has suffered any like serious medical? Because sometimes they get slapped. I see their faces are like all contorted.
Yeah, but they're holding on to that stick.
We had a broken nose. This girl, PETA, slapped, I think it was Dodson's wife, and broke her nose. I mean, blood was just pouring out of her nose.
That's not that bad. Like one broken
I
nose.
mean, that's normal stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you ever feel like overexposed? Like you have like an Elon thing going on where you just have so many like entities all running at the same time. Like how do you manage them? Is it a hiring thing and make sure you have the right people to run each entity?
Yeah, I mean, you have to build a great team. No one guy does anything themselves. You have to build a great team, and you have to create the vision for what you're building and what you want to do, and then the people that work with you either buy in to that or they don't. And the people that do, you have a team like I have a team. My production team now is so dialed in. Usually when they come to me with spots and stuff that we do, rarely are there changes, if ever.
It's the best feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's just, this is a very well-oiled machine.
Well, it's taken a decade.
25 years.
Yeah, to 2 decades and a half. That's insane.
It's been 25 years. In the early days of the UFC, I had these guys that worked in production, and I would tell them to do shit and they wouldn't do it. One time I literally went in and kicked the fucking truck door in. And I said, if you fucking guys ever do this again, I'll fire every one of you. And I fired every one of them. That ended up happening. But now, my production team are a bunch of fucking animals, man. They're super talented. They're good at what they do. No matter how we're running or what we're doing, they get everything done and everything done the best way possible.
They even got everything done for us.
Yeah, they set our whole show up
awards.
today.
Huh?
They set all this up today. They did everything for us even.
Awesome.
This is not our team,
He's
man.
pissed at us.
This is not our team.
It's going to be the best podcast you've ever done.
It looks great. These cameras are huge. So you've partnered with the WWE, and Nick Khan. You guys are working together. And I know you went to WrestleMania. Can I ask what your experience was like at WrestleMania? How you felt about it?
Yeah, I was blown away. First of all, I mean, selling out, the Allegiant. At that time, you guys had the biggest gate in Allegiant history, which is huge. I mean, the Super Bowl was there and everything else. We just beat you with Canelo Crawford, but
Loser.
yeah, it's impressive.
That's crazy.
Impressive.
Is it? Do you watch it as a fan or as someone who understands the business and are watching it like more from an entertainment standpoint?
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I don't watch WWE. I don't watch it. I'm into fighting, man. That's what I do. You know how when you go on Instagram and then you go on your search page, my whole search page is like street fights and that's what I'm into. I am definitely, I respect the athleticism it takes. I told you when you first started doing it, I said, man, you're a hell of an athlete. You're good.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's impressive to see what these guys do. It's just not my thing. When I was younger, I liked it.
I totally get it. I'm not sure how much overlap there is between UFC fans and WWE
probably not
fans.
that much.
Right.
10 to 20% maybe.
I'm not sure either.
Yeah.
I'm sure somebody around here has a number, but I don't.
Yeah. Yeah. I hear you. But nonetheless, it does seem now with WWE and UFC, Zuffa boxing, it's almost like if you want to watch combat sports today in some regard, you are in some way supporting TKO or like in their umbrella.
Yeah, I mean, do everything from pro wrestling to slapping to boxing. We still got a lot of work to do. We have a lot of work to do. So the boxing thing, I'm looking forward to. The jiu-jitsu. I mean, I said it's gonna cost me 10 to 12 million bucks. The first event actually made money. Wow. The first event we ever did made money. So, but there's a lot of work to do, and I look forward to it.
How do you decide like if you're gonna add another entity or sport, like if you see those guys like fighting in the telephone booths in the UK or like in Russia, they'll like see who can like unbuckle the other seatbelt and like
I'm not.
No, you're not.
I'm not into that. Yeah.
But where do you draw the line? Because wouldn't slapping have been?
Nah, it's just if I'm into it.
Got it.
If I'm into it and I think I can, It's like the Fertitas. When I started Slap, Slap is outside of TKO. So TKO owns a piece of it.
Right.
The Fertitas and I own Slap. And pretty much if I did come up with something and TKO didn't want to do it, I can literally raise the money in one phone call. So the Fertitas are in for whatever I want to do. So
yep. With Zuffa, you kind of like throughout the course of your career have been the MMA like anti-boxing guy. Not anti, but like people looked at you when they were tired of boxing or bored of boxing. Do you ever feel like getting into boxing waters down that differentiation at all for you?
No, I think that I took a lot of things from boxing that I loved and a lot of things from boxing that I hated when we built the UFC. And I'm going to do the same thing on the boxing side now. Boxing done the right way with the right guys. Think about, you guys are younger, but when I grew up, Hagler fought Hearns and Leonard fought Hagler and all those guys fought each other. Leonard fought Duran and the list goes on and on and on. And then once there was so much money involved and it got so big, guys started ducking other guys. Then you got the sanctioning bodies in there. We think this guy's the champ. We think this guy's the champ. And then none of those guys would fight each other. That's when it all started to fall apart and break. So we felt, me and the Fertitas, that there was a huge, first what I saw was once amateur boxing, they had the box offs and it left, it was on like CBS or one of the big networks. And I saw amateur boxing starting to fall apart. I said, these guys are in trouble. Boxing's in trouble. And we jumped in and started doing our thing. Everything in life is about timing, but it's like this, my move into boxing right now is about timing. It's the perfect time. You realize nobody has a television deal in boxing. There's some fights on DAZN, man. That's it. And I'll come in 26 with a TV deal. We'll put on great fights and we'll see what happens.
Do you think building the fighters is part of that? Because putting on great fights is one thing, and that's the true test. Like your matchmaker in the UFC is great, and I'm sure you're a part of that. And
there's three of them. Yeah,
the fights are always what you'd expect. The product is amazing, is what I'm saying.
Thanks.
With boxing, how important is it to have notable names fighting versus great fights?
If you take the Contender Series, have you ever watched it?
Mm-hmm.
So the Contender Series started, you take the best unknown guys out there that aren't under contract. You put together these fights every Tuesday in here. These fights are insane.
Yeah.
Nobody knows who they are Tuesday morning, Wednesday. We just had this last Tuesday, number 4 and number 1 on SportsCenter's top 10 was the Contender Series fights. Wow. And now there's multiple world champions, guys who are ranked in the, that is exactly what we'll do with boxing. You build these guys through great fights and great matchmaking.
On that note, I feel like there's been some criticism about the UFC having what some are calling like a superstar problem. Are you following that narrative at all? Do you pay attention to it? Do you not?
That narrative has been around since fucking, I was hearing the shit about Chuck Liddell leaving and George St. Pierre. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? People nonstop talk shit. And you just started this interview talking to me about a $7.7 billion fucking TV deal. I mean, I could go through the metrics of this business from top to bottom. And I just told you that slap guys have made $10 million over the last 2 years. And the list goes on and on. The problem is that literally nobody knows anything about this fucking business. They all have an opinion, but they don't know jack shit. When Ari made the move with Silver Lake to buy the UFC, I would love to. One of these days, I'm gonna do a fucking. I'm gonna put together like a
documentary,
a whole documentary on this whole thing. He oversold. I mean, he paid too much for it. This thing is peaked. The UFC is done. They don't have any stars. They don't have this. They don't have that. There's a pillow in here that says, I don't know where the pillow is. It says Darren Ravel. What the fuck does Darren Ravel know about fighting? Darren Ravel was talking all kinds of shit about it, and here we are today having this discussion, and we're in the UFC just signed this deal. We got Power Slap, we got boxing. You know, you got 3 of the biggest fights in boxing history. I was a part of 2 of them, and I've only done 2.
Which one were you not a part of?
Mayweather, Pacquiao. Pacquiao's number 1.
Yeah.
McGregor, Mayweather's number 2, and Canelo Crawford's number 3.
What's number 4?
I don't even give a shit.
Wait, Dana, what if you're the superstar?
Yeah, I'm definitely not the superstar.
You know what I'm saying? Because it seems like,
No, but listen, there's a formula to this stuff.
yeah. And you know that, so that makes you a superstar.
So when I listen to shit like we have a superstar problem or we have this problem, we have that problem, my response to that is believe me when I fucking tell you, we have no problems.
Especially now with 7.7 billion. But they say more money, more problems.
But it's not even about that. It's not even about the 7.7 billion. It's about now what are we going to do with these unbelievably brilliant and aggressive businessmen that are now getting into Paramount and CBS. We all get together next week. We have a big conference. There's 60 of their people and my people getting together, and we're going to start building what the next 7 years is going to look like. You know what I mean? When you do what we do here, the money is what happens when you do what you do well.
What is going on?
Wait till everybody's and I love as we go into a new deal and you hear this stuff like and I would love to hear who the fuck is the guy that's saying, oh, they have a superstar problem. Tell me what fucking genius in the business, right? And even these boxing guys that I was arguing with 10 years ago, where the fuck are they all now?
I think I heard Ariel Helwani say it once.
Dude, not this again.
So, but where are all these boxing guys 10 years
serious.
ago?
I'm not trying to start shit. He said who?
We just got into the last thing with him.
How's he doing?
He's doing well.
Oh, good.
He's doing well.
Yeah.
He's upset. He's upset that the relationship is what it is with the OC.
Yeah.
Yeah. And,
I'm upset about it too.
Can we
well, maybe there's a
Maybe we
bridge
can
to
figure this thing out. And yeah, we should probably all get back together.
Hey yo! I'm sorry. I used to do it in my vlogs. It's the entrance for my theme song. Hey yo, I'm sorry. I got 2 shirts up on WWE Shop Fanatics right now. I hate Logan Paul. Yes, I am the one behind it. You're gonna monetize the haters and still humble because after all, I am your humble king, and I'm gonna stay humble because I'm just that humble. You can grab my shirts and all WWE merch, hats, tees, replica title belts, superstar collections on WWE Shop and Fanatics. Get yours today. Back to the show. While we're doing it, there's another bridge I'd like to maybe connect. Dude, is the burnt bridge with my brother unfixable?
I don't hate your brother.
He made a diss track on you though.
You know what's funny about your brother? So your brother talks more shit than anybody else on the planet. Now him and the Warlock are running around trying to fucking sue people. They're trying to fucking sue people when people talk shit.
Well,
and the NELK Boys brought this up to me, and you know, I'm sure there's people out there saying, you know, that they're fake fights, they're fixed, and all this other fucking bullshit. But I think what people mean when they talk about it is, you know, he's gonna fight fucking Gervonta Davis. It's like when you
who do you got?
You guys need to fight guys your fucking same size. You know what I mean? When you fought Floyd, you are massive. You're a massive fucking dude. Floyd's tiny. And I'm sure when you were training, you're like, all right, I'm going to hit this guy with a couple punches and grab him, tie him up. And he did hit you with a fucking bomb of an overhand right one time. And you fucking ate it. You ate that punch. And Gervonta, I think, hits way harder than fucking Floyd. But he's too small. I mean, your brother's going to be able to, you know, get inside on him, put his weight on him, tie him up. But I don't hate your brother. Your brother's out there doing his thing. But it cracks me up that they want to start suing people that are talking shit when your brother talks more shit than anybody talks.
I think the thought process behind it is, Okay, so Jake and I are obviously pretty polarizing individuals. And when an echo chamber starts and a rumor mill starts of like staged fight bullshit, which like these fights aren't staged, you know, that's just, it's at that level, it's like almost impossible. I think they think that it affects the business and it affects the brand because people discredit him as actually having legitimate bouts. I think that's the theory. So to hold people accountable for
Legitimate
perpetuating
meaning,
the rumor.
Legitimate meaning not fixed.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah. And
Not many of the fights are legitimate fights, but not being fixed. Hey, you hit me here and I hit you there. Type
yeah.
shit.
I mean, Dana, that's insane. You like,
I agree.
Like, let's
But
choreograph.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do if people are fucking saying stupid shit? People say dumb shit about me, my business, you know, all the time. It's just, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Fucking ignore it and just keep doing your thing.
Have you guys ever sued anyone?
That's a good question. I don't think so.
Really?
I don't think so. But in 25 years, I mean, we've obviously been in some shit.
Yeah. It happens. It happens.
But back in the old days, when we first bought this company, it was the Wild Wild West. I mean, people were using our trademark and it was crazy back then. But I don't think we ever had to sue anybody. We probably sent a couple letters out. We sent some letters out saying, hey, knock it off or we're going to sue you.
I hear your critique on fighting guys the same size as you. Is that why you guys wouldn't let me fight Conor?
Is that why what?
Is that why you wouldn't let me fight Conor?
What the fuck are you gonna fight? You're fucking huge. Conor weighs 145 pounds, 155 pounds.
Yeah, but he says he could beat me, and I think people would tune in.
But everybody thinks that. I mean, everybody thinks they're good. If he said, I can't beat fucking Logan Paul, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Who's gonna say that? He's a fucking professional fighter. But I don't hate your brother. I don't hate your brother. Your brother talks more shit than anybody that I've ever seen. You know, he's always talking shit about the UFC and all this other stuff. It's like an obsession for him for some weird reason. But I don't hate your brother.
Do you think that the relationship can be mended eventually?
Into what? As far as what?
I don't know.
We're gonna hang out and fucking, you know, go see a movie or something. I mean, you know,
maybe, maybe. I don't know. Just to be cordial, just because, like,
yeah, we can be cordial. I have no problem with your brother.
Yeah.
I have no problem with your brother. We are in the fucking fight business, man.
Yeah.
Lots of mean things are said.
Yeah.
And shit flies back and forth. There are obviously, listen, if I didn't like your brother, I'd say I can't stand your fucking brother, and I wouldn't be shy about it.
Yeah.
Like many other people in the business, but I do not hate your brother. It's just, I don't.
I appreciate you for, you've always been very kind to me.
Yeah. Well, you know why? Because you're a very fucking normal person. You're normal and you know, you do your thing. You don't talk a lot of shit. You know, and you're a respectful guy.
I'll try to be. At least, well, not when I'm cutting promos. I can be pretty disrespectful, but
well, you're in the fight business too.
Yeah.
You can't look at, you know, you can't be overly sensitive when you're in this business. You can't.
This is true.
Or slightly sensitive.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. You've mastered that.
Yeah, I just don't give a fuck. I'll be sitting right at a press conference with a guy who, you know, everybody's entitled to their own opinions and they can say what they want to say. And even in the UFC, I mean, we've proven it with many guys. I don't have to like you. And I don't like some of the guys that fight here. And they don't have to like me for us to do business. You know, at the end of the day, it's just business. You're coming in, you're fighting. You know, I say it all the time. This isn't fucking tennis. You know, this isn't Microsoft. This is the fight business, man.
Yeah.
And sometimes it gets nasty.
So you didn't watch the U.S. Open?
I watched some of it.
You like Carlos Alcaraz?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. No, I didn't see that game, but I saw the aftermath on social.
Kid's good. He won. I'll tell you a crazy story afterwards. I heard some crazy shit. But anyways, what did I want to say? Okay. I wanted to ask you, is Conor coming back?
So Conor says he's coming back. He's in the pool. He's doing his thing. He's all kinds of footage of him training. You know, he wants to fight on this White House card. We'll see. I mean, we won't start building that card till February.
That's a big card.
And then when's the election? The Irish presidential election.
That I don't know. That I don't know.
Because like, which one is
What I do know,
which one is he more focused on?
all the polling is saying that he's going to win by a landslide.
No,
really?
Oh, hell yes. The polling's saying he's going to crush the election. So they're doing everything they can to try to keep him off the ballot.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What? 60% said he would win.
Fuck, could you imagine, dude?
That's correct. I mean, I think Trump kind of proved that anything can happen.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, at least to me, when he first won the presidency, I was shocked. I did not think he was going to win.
Yeah.
But he won America over.
Nobody thought he was going to win that first time.
You did though, right?
Well, it's not that I thought he was going to win. You know, I backed my friend. You know, the thing was at that time is that everybody was telling me, don't do this, don't do this, don't get into this. He's never going to win. Well, I'm not doing it whether he's going to win or not. He's my friend, and he asked me to speak. So Trump was always really good to me, and he's still really good to me. I've had a great relationship with this guy for like 25 years. And yeah.
I mean, the fact that you have had that relationship with a president of the United States puts you in a pretty interesting position. Because I've seen the White House a lot, and you know, I get to do some cool shit. I've rode in Air Force One many times, and you know, have had you know, to have him, the sitting president, come to a UFC event and sit there and watch the events and interact with the fighters and the fans has obviously been, you know, an incredible highlight of my career. But I have no interest in politics whatsoever. I was going to ask you that.
Yeah,
no, nothing.
Yeah, everybody asked me that, but
yeah,
it just, yeah, it's you want to talk about a nasty business. We're just talking about how you have to have thick skin to be in this business. If you look at what, you know, they tried to do to that guy and his family, over the last, you know, 5 or 6 years, absolutely fucking gross. So I would never, ever want anything to do with that. I got a good life, man. Love my life.
Yeah.
Love what I do.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Is there a best part about being friends with Trump? Like, is there like a cool like perk, or like riding on Air Force One's got to be pretty sick?
The best thing about being friends with him is he's a great guy. I mean, I'm not looking for anything, or you know, I'm not trying to. Think about when we started the UFC and when he had us come to the Taj, right, to the Taj Mahal, and the Trump brand was here. The UFC,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
It's hard for people to wrap their heads around how this brand was just looked at back then. And it was just, venues didn't want us, sponsors, television was terrified of us, pay-per-view wouldn't even put us on, sanctioning organization, you know, the athletic commissions didn't want anything to do with us. So, you know, the way he supported us in the beginning was great. And anything that ever happened to me in my career, he would always be the first guy to reach out.
Wow.
You know, and that was when, you know, he was at his peak on television and, you know, in business and all the things he had going on. But he always reached out to me and was always a good friend.
Are you guys purely friends? Does he ever ask you for like advice on anything, or is it just pure friendship? Like, do you advise him at all?
in like, advise him in what?
Can you add advisor to the president to your
definitely
portfolio?
I'm not advising him, and
I don't know anything business. Like,
listen, to say that I would say that I did leading up to the election. Yeah,
campaign.
Yeah, campaigning,
podcast potentially, like who to work with, talk to,
all that
makes
stuff.
sense.
I mean, I've told the story before, but I called Jared Kushner, who was fucking absolutely brilliant and another great guy. And I said, hey, listen, there's these kids called the NELK Boys. I said, just trust me on this one. I want to bring them on Air Force One with us to Arizona. And then Jared's like, yeah, you're asking him this one, not me. So I asked him and he said yes. So the NELK Boys, you know, Steve and, you know, the whole crew, they get on the plane and we're in this room in Air Force One. It's like a, you know, like conference room with a big table. And And then he calls us up to his office. He's got a big office on Air Force One. We get in the office and these guys, you know, Steve, and Steve's like the biggest Trump fan ever. So these guys are fucking going crazy in his office. And literally at one point, Trump looks at me. He's like, are you fucking kidding me? And then we go to the rally in Arizona. And Trump does his, his rally. And he's leaving the stage. And they're playing YMCA and doing his thing. And to his brilliance, he saw Steve, and Steve was going crazy, and he calls Steve up on stage with him. And Steve had the whole place just erupt. He's doing YMCA and doing all this stuff. And then after that happened, it was the most viral thing on the internet that day. And then the president agreed to do the podcast. Did the podcast with the NELK Boys. It did like 6 to 8 million views in a couple hours, and then YouTube pulled it down. And then everybody was talking about it.
Yeah.
And then from there on, you know,
he really adopted
The podcast
social media virality podcast circuit. It maybe even contributed
this is what
to
I said
the
to
landslide.
Him. At one point I said to him, if you keep doing Fox and only Fox, you're never going to win this election. I said, every other network out there says you're the devil and a Nazi and a horrible human being. And everybody on Fox is already voting for you. You know, this podcast thing is big. These young kids, and a lot of these young kids are supporters of yours. So
seems so obvious too.
Then he started doing all the podcasts.
And Kamala didn't.
Finally, Kamala couldn't.
She did. We actually were supposed to have her on, like after we had Trump on.
So Rogan would not do Trump unless he did Kamala. So
we kind of wanted to do both.
Trump flew there, sat there for 3.5 hours or however long it took, was late for his next rally, and didn't know one question. Everything was off the cuff. And that was the thing. My relationship with him, I knew he could do that. I knew. Here's the thing with Trump that I tell everybody. Right? You hate him, right? You hate him. Probably people in this room don't like him, whatever the thing. I'll tell you this. I will bring you to a dinner with President Trump. You will sit there for an hour. You'll laugh your ass off for 40 minutes. And then we'll get up and we'll leave. And you look at me and go, holy shit. And I said, yep. What did I tell you? He's unbelievable. I mean, we did it with Bill Maher, Kid Rock. So Kid Rock calls me and says, man, I set this dinner up with Bill Maher and President Trump, and I'm freaking out, man. If this thing goes south, you got to come do this fucking dinner with me. I need somebody else there to help me with this thing. So I call the president and I said, hey, I don't just fucking show up because somebody invited me. I said, listen, Kid Rock wants me to come to this dinner with you and Bill Maher. You cool if I come? He's like, yeah, absolutely. I'd love to have you. And will you go in there, right? First of all, the president busts my balls all the time because most of the time I go there, I don't wear a suit, right? So you saw the thing that happened with Zelensky.
Of course.
Mm-hmm. So Bill Maher walks into the Oval Office and we're all sitting there. Kid Rock wasn't there. I don't know where he went. He was doing something, but it was me and the president. And Bill Maher walks in and says, I need a drink. And, he's so fucking nervous. And the president says, get him a Coke. He's like, no, it's not a Coke that I need. I need something hard. Get me some. So they bring him a drink. And he's like, there's no way I was showing up to this thing and not wearing a suit. And he looks at me, he goes, that's definitely from the Zelensky collection. And then it was fucking awesome. We went to dinner and they started going back and forth on things they didn't agree on and things they did agree on. And by the time it was over, I mean, Bill Maher could not deny that he had a fucking great time. Bill Maher's probably been, he's been, hammering, conservatives and on the left for over 30 years.
Yeah, yeah.
He's never toured the White House.
Wow.
None of those guys had ever brought him out or tour. Trump gave him the greatest White House tour ever. And then when he went on his show, he said, listen, here's what I can tell you. The man that I have hated for 30 years was not present at this dinner the other night. That's
wow.
all I can say. And it's just, I'm telling you.
I
can tell you more people that I've brought in that once they leave, they just go. And people that didn't like him and didn't think that they were going to, but he's the president now, so they felt that they have to have some type of relationship with him, and they all leave at dinner going, holy shit.
That was certainly ours.
I was about to say the same
100%.
thing. We had the same exact experience on the podcast. It's like you don't know what to expect, but afterwards it was like,
he's just so real that he controls the room. He has a real aura that people tell you about, and then when he walks in the room, you see it. And remember after the show, he like came out, he's like, "You boys hungry?" And brought us the coconut shrimp like brought out to us. He was very like hospitable. He was super nice and definitely like changed my idea or perception of who he was going to be based on like what the media had told me for 25 years.
People who really know me, I don't give a fuck who you are, who you think you are. I have no interest in people that are just douchebags.
Yeah.
Or not good people. You know what I mean? And I was never friends with President Trump because I was trying to get something out of him, because he's going to be the president. Everybody said he wasn't going to win when I was helping support him. I've backed him and done what I've done because he's a good human being. He's a great guy. Look at his kids. Look at his family. These guys grew up with money and fame. None of his kids are fucked up. They're all good people, and they all get up and contribute to society every day. Jared and Ivanka are two of the nicest people you'll ever meet. That was the big thing with Rogan. So Rogan never wanted to be political, never wanted to be involved in politics or any of that shit, and he wouldn't do a Trump interview unless he did Kamala. But the Kamala team said, you can fly here. We'll give you 20 minutes. We need all the questions ahead of time. Like all this shit that he's not going to do.
yeah.
Because she couldn't sit there for 3 hours and go toe to toe with Rogan.
I think they pulled out of our interview after we did Trump, right? Wasn't that what it was?
No, I think we tried after we got Trump just to, present both sides.
Right.
Least, or try to, we meant it. And
Which is the right thing to do
yeah, why
in an
not?
election.
Yeah, why not? And
100%.
Us too, we had a similar experience.
All she did was call her daddy, which she had the entire vote already, like very similar to the Fox model that you talked the president out of. She just did call her daddy, and she owned that vote. Like she needed to do a lot that she didn't do, but he crushed it. He crushed the whole social side.
Can I ask you? Do you know what they're doing with the hat that he wore when he got clipped in the ear? Do you know about that hat?
No, I don't. I never even thought about it.
He's been trying to buy it.
I love that hat.
Why, you want that hat?
I want it so bad.
That actual hat that he was wearing? It's interesting. I wonder if they have that. That's actually fascinating. I never thought of that.
Yeah.
Now Dana's going to outbid
Got my
you.
phone. Here, give me my phone.
It's Dana's hat now. Dude, if you get the hat off this podcast right now, it's pretty awesome.
I am a collector. Crazy historical art.
Dana, what are you scripting out over there right now? Who are you texting? Who are you texting?
I'll have an answer for you in a couple minutes.
Where's that? I have to say, so the relationship with Trump and now this UFC card that's going to take place on the White House lawn. Fight fan for life, UFC fan for life, and since I was a little boy, it's got to be one of the coolest things I've seen in like the history of this country, and like sports meets entertainment meets politics. Like this weird like trifecta. How was it because Trump thought this would be a cool thing for America because you asked it? How did this come about?
So no, I didn't ask. He brought it up to me. When you walk around the White House with him, like when he walked Bill Maher, and I've seen him walk many people through the White House. He's so proud of the White House and he loves it so much, and he loves America. So he believes that the White House belongs to the people of America, and he wants to do more things like kids coming in Easter, doing Easter egg hunts, and
awesome
things around Christmas and special events. I guess Obama one time had Elton John play on the South Lawn. They've done some stuff like that, but and I don't know if anybody was invited, but that's his thing. He wants to bring more Americans to the White House, to experience the White House. And
So cool.
His thing is, this is your house. So, yeah, I was lucky that
So
he said we should do a fight here.
so it's happening. It's like actually 100% happening.
Absolutely happening.
How do you decide the headliner?
You know, what I want to do is build, you know, the best card that we've ever built that just make people go crazy. It'll be live and free on CBS
Free?
from the White House. Yeah.
Wow.
For the people.
Yeah.
Oh, this might be like one of the most viewed fights of all time then,
Yeah.
in that case.
I mean, even people in other countries will want to see. And the way that we're doing this thing, like let's say this is goofy, but this is the octagon, right? We're building this arch, almost like the St. Louis arch, like this. And the lighting grid will go above the octagon. So when we shoot this fight, right, this whole backdrop will be the White House. And then when the cameras move over and the fight's this way, it's all the Washington Monument, the monument on this side. Then there's a park that's sort of connected to the White House. And we'll have 85,000 people
On a big
there with big screens. And we're going to do concerts. We're going to do UFC X there. We're going to take over DC the whole week.
Wow.
Yeah.
How do you okay, so they did a
Yes.
you get a text back?
They have the hat.
What's the plan with the hat?
Dude, it's probably going to go into like a museum or something like that.
Put the replica in the museum. Let me have the real one.
That's great. So you were saying, John, you have John Jones and Aspinall confirmed. That's what you were saying before you started texting. How much did that cost?
Yeah.
Dude, what's going on with that fight? We just had Aspinall on.
John Jones, since, retiring and then coming back, has made it clear I want to do this. And he sent me a text apologizing and all that stuff. But I need people that I can seriously rely on for this one. And people talk shit about Conor. I'm telling you, I've been in the fucking trenches with Conor. Conor is a guy that has fought injured. Conor is a guy that a fighter has fallen out and we slid in a stylistically bad matchup for him. He doesn't care. He literally will fight anybody.
But does he care enough to actually make a fight right now? Like, is he actually, when's the last time he fought? It's been,
he and I have been talking nonstop, and he's like, I'm dead serious. I want this. I'm training. I'm back in the pool. I'm doing all the shit. So we'll see. As we still got a long way to go. We still got a long way to go till February, till we start making this card. So we'll see how it plays out. And everybody always equates whether I like somebody or not to money. We make money. We're gonna make money. You know what I mean? It's like every time I hear the shit, oh my God, what are they gonna do when this guy? What are they gonna do when this guy leaves? And all this shit. You've seen what we've done. I like people that I can count on, that when we're in the fucking, you're a couple weeks out and all the money's been spent and all the marketing has been done. Who's gonna stay in there, and who's gonna stay in the fucking foxhole with me and fight this thing? And Conor McGregor has always been that guy, and people like your brother, he's owned. His daddy Dana won't let him fucking fight and all that fucking bullshit. But Conor's been a solid dude. He's been a good fucking business partner is the way that I would put it.
I feel like there's a lot of fighters that are listening to this right now and taking some notes, because I'm not sure how many of them understand the business.
And I'm sure you know this in your life, and it happens to everybody. For instance, when Trump asked me to speak at the Republican National Convention in 2015, I'd never done anything political before, and everybody told me, do not do this. Don't do this. And then you have to make a decision yourself. You got people around you, and, Lene is our head of PR. I respect her very much, and she's brilliant, and she's great at what she does. And that we'll be in situations, and she'll come to me, this. I take what I feel is right or not, and I make my own decisions on stuff. It's what we all have to do in life as men, and women in your life and in your career.
Dude, a lot of life and a lot of I think successful people have a skill set in their ability to make decisions intelligently, swiftly, and hopefully the right decisions. It's an interesting skill set to be able to do that.
Well, imagine when the shit was going on and I said, nah, we're going to go through COVID.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. Imagine that one.
So
We almost had a fist fight in one of our executive meetings.
who
over that.
who versus who?
Yeah. One of our executives fucking thought that was absolutely not the right idea. Fucking freaked out. And I said,
Wow.
you can go home.
Wow.
No fucking problem. You can go sit at home for the next fucking 6-8 months. And I can't, I don't want to hear any of your negativity.
Yeah.
Don't want to fucking hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
I watched boxing fights. I think it was Garcia Haney, or it was Garcia somebody in Times Square. They had a boxing fight in Times Square. I remember thinking this is really cool, like historic event to have a boxing fight in Times Square. But watching from home, the ambiance was kind of lost because there wasn't that many people in the crowd to react to the fight. Because it's obviously, as you know, Times Square pretty tight. Are you worried at all, or thinking at all about how the White House fight will look and feel on TV?
So there will be less than 5,000 people there. I don't give a fuck if there's one person there and it's him. I'll do this with no crowd. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To be on the White House lawn with the backdrop being the White House, I don't care.
Yeah.
This isn't about the crowd for me. It's about being at the White House. Because if it was about the crowd, I'd do it at the park that's connected to it, right? I'd do it at the park. We could put probably, if I built bleachers and shit like that, we'd probably do 30,000 people over there.
Yeah.
I can do that anywhere, in any park, anytime. We're going to be on the fucking south lawn of the White House. Give a shit if there's, if it's just my production people. Yeah. I'm good.
Yeah, it's insane. Also, the Sphere.
And probably, and to be honest with you, probably pre-COVID, I probably would have thought differently about that. But,
you proved you could do it.
Well, it's not even that. It's like some of those fights, we had nobody there.
Yeah.
For COVID. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This isn't about the gate, the people, the energy. This is about the fighters are going to walk out of the Oval Office. Yeah. When they walk, they're walking from the Oval Office. Yeah.
Bro, for just American history, like this will be looked back on forever.
And if anybody, if the fighters, the cornermen, my production people, my PR people, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity that will never happen again.
Oh, this is going to be a one and done. Like, there's not going to be like WNBA games there.
There won't be a yearly fight at the White House. No, this is going to be a one and done.
Like a slap fest in the South Wing or something.
Somebody asked me, you think slap will? I highly doubt it.
Well, 5,000 people is a lot of people.
It is still a lot.
That's a ton of people.
Yeah. How are you deciding who's on that list?
That's going to be them. So obviously we're going to have some people that we're going to hope to get in to do it. But they're going to have to go through extensive background checks by the government. I think the easiest way to do it is just, I think what the president should do, you have Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, just
amazing
have military guys there.
Yes, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Also, they'll go crazy. Oh man, they'll bring the energy for
And they should probably have like a small section for anybody that had them on like their podcast, prior.
Probably.
You know what I'm saying? Like just like a smaller section with like more of the front seats, like the front row area.
Yeah.
If possible.
Yeah, like us and NELK.
Yeah. Theo
Rogan,
Rogan.
Yeah.
Just like the whole squad should
for the
should probably be there,
It's going to go, so they have the hat. And
Smithsonian.
it's gonna go in the museum.
Yeah.
And
that's sick. I don't even want.
They didn't even want to weigh it out.
No, that's much better. That's much. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. There you go. It's a great question. Something that's pretty cool.
Yeah, well, I'm a collector.
I'm assuming the suit too.
Suit for sure. They've sold Trump suits. They cut them up and they put him in cards. Official.
From that?
Not from that. That one they
saying
haven't
from
done.
that day.
That one they will. Or that one they'll probably keep fully intact, but photo matched.
Hey, something made me sad over the past year, and that was watching my good friend Sugar, have some issues with the same opponent twice. What's next for Sugar Sean? Do you have any plans?
Yeah, sitting right here off the top of my head, I don't know, but yeah, he's still one of the top 5 best guys in the world. So
I guess it's always a risk you take when you try to get that payback, because that second loss to the
but
same.
you got to go for it. I mean, listen, you got a second loss, but you got a second loss against the best guy in the world.
Yeah.
Merab is legit now. I mean, there were a lot of questions about Merab in the beginning. There are no questions about him now. He's legit.
Yeah, he's very good.
But if you're going to lose, and you're going to lose twice, you want to lose to the best guy in the world.
Yeah. With him, it's like a stamina thing, huh? That guy could just go.
Yeah, he is an animal.
I don't know how you keep up.
And obviously incredible. So Matt Serra, I do a show called Looking for a Fight, and he fought in New Jersey, Merab, and he won. And Matt Serra told me that guy's going to be a world champion.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, he said that guy's going to be a world champion. I love doing the show with Matt and Dean. They're really good at. They got a really good eye for talent. Matt Serra's pointed out multiple fucking world champions to me. Yeah.
I think we got to ask you about this situation that happened this past week. Really nasty stuff. Really, really nasty stuff. And just one of the more terrible events that I've ever seen on social media or happen. A real game-changing event with Charlie Kirk. Just curious where you were when you found out, what your reaction was to it.
Yeah, I think I had just woke up, and my phone was blowing up, and yeah, I was fucking blown away. I mean, especially when the video footage started coming out, and now they grabbed this kid who's a college kid. This kid hit him like that 200 yards away. It's so crazy. I was actually surprised by how impacted my kids were. My kids used to watch him on social media. My daughter, she's 19, she's in college, and she's been just destroyed over this thing for the last couple of days. You have to feel horrible for his family, and yeah, it's fucking crazy.
What do you think it does to or how does it impact the concept of free speech and also people who operate on the more fringe or radical sides of that free speech? Do you think people start to think a little bit more?
Think about the past. I mean, the past, when you think about it, the guys that was like Kennedys, the Kennedys who were like president and held, cabinet positions in the White House, or Reagan, or, Lincoln and Martin Luther King, and, to see it happen to a guy like that goes to college campuses and debates college kids is pretty fucking crazy.
It's really, obviously, incredibly heartbreaking. It's also really scary, because the fact that it happened during what he was known for, which was just peaceful debate and conversation, which was a pillar of American virtue. Like this country was built on people having conversation and talking to people maybe you don't always agree with, and then hopefully reaching a resolution, or even if not, saying like we respectfully disagree. But I think that's a lot of the times how progress is made.
It's how all progress is made. I want to say it was Reagan and Tip O'Neill, who was the Speaker at the House at the time. I guess they didn't like each other, didn't get along, obviously didn't agree on a lot of things. They used to get together once a week to have lunch and talk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah. Yeah. The idea of when you are unable to talk, shoot, and go to violence is just so pathetic. It's so weak, and I think it's totally against everything that is America. And
do you think it is though? Because it certainly feels like we see more of it nowadays. But like gentlemanly disagreements used to lead to duels. You know, in the West, right? Like I think America is a country
if you're
of
fucking dumb.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, that's where you.
Of course.
Who the fuck wants to duel? I mean, I don't agree with abortion.
I knew.
Let's have a fucking duel, and one of us has to die.
Oh, yeah.
If you're a fucking moron, yeah, it makes sense. And that's what happens with people who aren't intelligent enough to debate.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because the thing that was great about him is he could sit there and debate. And he'd even say, I saw this clip of him where this guy said, "Don't you think it's unfair that you roll into a college and you're a pundit and you're debating college freshmen?" And he said, "Well, I never went to college. Why don't you go grab 5 professors with PhDs?" And I barely got out of high school. Or he didn't graduate high school. I can't remember what he said, but and he was the type of guy that could debate and never, start to belittle you or make you put you down, or because what happens is when you can't hang in a debate, you know what, you're fucking ugly anyway, or it goes somewhere, or let's have a duel. It never ended that way with him. He was smart enough and had enough class that he could debate without dueling,
insulting.
I really respected how he would constantly put himself in environments where he felt like the outlier. Like he went to that English college or university, Cambridge. Yeah, he did I think he did Jubilee, and so he was really bold in his ability to step into a room and be the person who he said he was, which I really respected.
Me too. He was absolutely brilliant. I mean, the guy was absolutely brilliant. I've always said for like the last 10 years that this country is more political than it's ever been. I mean, you have kids talking about this shit. I didn't even know who the governor was when I was fucking 30. You know what I mean? And now you got kids that are 16 arguing over politics. But it's not good. I think it's really bad. I think, everybody's weaponizing politics. You saw it with Trump. Now you see it with Charlie Kirk, and the world lost its mind 7-8 years ago, and everything just started getting fucking crazy.
Yeah, dude.
How much of that do you think is social media?
A lot of it is social media, no doubt about it. I mean, we see things and hear things that, what we knew fucking 25 years ago? What the news told us.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Like if he fucking told me a story, right? I'd either have to believe him or I'd have to go to the library, look up the Dewey Decimal System and see if there's a fucking book on it that I could read to see if he was right. Right? Yeah. Now you just pick up your phone and fucking chat GPT or, and it's you can find out everything. And most of the information we're fed
is wrong.
There's stuff on there and it's only going to get worse with AI. You don't know what's real and what's not real. And it seems like people get a lot angrier now than they did in the past about this type of stuff. It's fascinating.
Yeah, it does seem like that. I wonder why. I feel like potentially, this is just a hypothesis, but maybe because there seems to be maybe more strength in community online, because if there's someone who thinks like you, or there's you like-minded, whether your thoughts are fucking preposterous or not, and by the way, that's even an opinion, you can gather with people who identify the same way you do.
You can be a part of something.
The same way you do, and it's nice to be a part of something. And then obviously, like, your algorithm will target you a certain way, right? Like your algo is all fighting. My algorithm is fucking Pokemon cards. But like you get sucked into this. It's like a self-reaffirming belief system where everyone is just telling you the same thing, and you're only being fed that information.
It's called a silo.
A silo. So when you get confronted with an opposing viewpoint and you're not exactly equipped to handle it, it may lead to none other than just like, I don't know how to express myself, so I'm angry. Right. And that angry manifests itself in really ugly
violence
ways.
And all, it's true. And you know what? When I was growing up, I'm 56. When I was growing up, they put people in fucking nut houses. Okay? When you were fucking nutty, you went away. And we didn't run into a lot of nutty people, right? I don't know what happened with that system, or I do.
Everybody's fucking nuts now. There's not enough nut houses to put all the nuts in. I mean,
right.
mental health is our biggest problem that we face as a country. Number one, mental illness.
And a lot of these people are walking around the streets and yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what the answer is. What I do know is I live in my own little world over here, and we all got me, my staff, my family. We all got a good thing going. I just live in my own little world. What I believe in, I jump in and do my thing. But yeah, and that was how I felt through COVID. I mean, when we went through COVID, which was one of the nuttiest things of all time, I said, listen, here's my response. The whole world can lose their fucking minds and do what they want to do. I got to figure out how to make sure I don't lay off any of my fucking staff. I got to take care of my family. And that's it.
Yeah.
And that's the way to be. Like, how much of the stuff that people fight for nowadays are causes that have no impact whatsoever on their life? Like who knows why this
here's
guy?
The other thing. There's ways to do things and there's ways to not do things. You have the ability to protest here in America, right?
Of course.
The fuck does that accomplish? Show me one protest that's ever accomplished anything. It pisses people off. People can't drive, they can't do this, they can't do that. And it turns people against your cause. I mean, during COVID, the governor that was here during the time, I had my own fucking arena right here, wouldn't let me use it. We'll social distance, we'll do this and that. No, we won't let you do it. Now, what I could have done is, I got 500 employees and I got a bunch of fighters. I could have marched up and down the streets of Vegas. We want to fight, fucking, you know what I mean? What would that have accomplished? Absolutely fucking nothing.
Well, it has in the past. There's been some examples in the past. Million Man March, like places.
What the Million Man March accomplish? What did they do? It was that accomplished what they were.
Don't ask me historical.
You know what I mean?
Questions right now. It led to the civil rights reform in the country in some way. Contributed. Blocking roadways. Go fuck yourself. Get off the streets, dude. They did it in the National Mall. It was organized. It was and that's one of our rights as a country, is the right to assemble, right? In protest of so it has to be protected.
Never, ever fucking convince me that a fucking protest, created something fucking great.
So what do you do? So what is the?
So what you do is you dig in and say, all I knew is that I said, I need a fucking island, right? Because all I need to do, I need some fucking, I need a place where I can put a fight on, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna need power and all the fucking shit that but I need, for guys to fight, I need cameramen. I need some commission guys. And all I got to do is beam this thing out to the rest of the world. I don't need any fans. I don't need any of that shit. I could have done it right here in my own building. But, the people that were in power at that time, for whatever reason, did what they did. And it never made sense to me. So you're telling me I can go to a fucking restaurant with a mask on, take it off and eat my meal, then put it back on and walk out of the fucking restaurant and everything's okay. But I can't do that over here at the Apex and put on a fight? Yeah.
So you didn't get vaccinated?
Huh?
So you didn't get vaccinated?
I did get vaccinated.
You did?
Oh yeah, I got vaccinated. I had to. Yeah. I was flying.
Travel.
I had to fly into fucking Abu Dhabi, and you had to be vaccinated to go to Abu Dhabi.
You didn't want to just fake it?
No. Listen, what I wasn't going to do at that time is go fucking lie.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm obviously against it. I didn't want to wear a mask or any of that shit. And they were like, well, the whole fake vaccination. If I showed up, I was taking enough fucking heat.
Yeah,
right.
For sure.
I was getting black. New York Times was writing about me all the time and all this shit. Now imagine I show up somewhere and they catch me with a fucking fake vaccination card.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Not good. Yeah. Any side effects you have?
I don't think so. I mean,
which one'd you get?
You know what my thing was? I'm fucking 50 years old. I got kids. gives a fuck? What's gonna happen to me? And then the people start dropping dead of fucking heart attacks and shit. But yeah, that was my, but I wasn't gonna lie and do a fake vax card. But I got vaccinated. So what we did for our employees, so at that time, some of these companies, if you weren't vaccinated, you couldn't fucking work there. You couldn't go to work. They were trying to take your life away if you didn't get vaccinated. My employees, we had it if you wanted it. And if you didn't want to take it, you didn't have to. Period. Same for the fighters. We have it if you want it. And if you don't want it, it doesn't make a fucking difference. We won't treat you any other way. It's America, man. You can't fucking tell people they have to take a fucking shot. That's crazy.
They do it for students, right? Like before you go to school for polio. And
they were doing that with the colleges too. The kids couldn't go back to college unless they were.
But do you think that there's some instances where it makes sense? Like if you're a parent and you're not giving your kid.
I have no fucking idea.
Okay, why are we talking about vaccines in 2025?
That's a whole nother rabbit hole that you can go down.
I asked you the last time you were on the show, we were talking about divide in America, and I asked you what steps you thought we could take to begin to unite people. And I guess you already touched on it, but which is having more conversation. Do you feel like we're more or less divided than we were when you came on last 3 years ago?
Well, up until fucking 3 days ago, I just said, yes, I feel like we're less divided. And now this thing with him, it's blown everybody up and everybody's fighting, on both sides. I just saw the picture of the kid that they think is the shooter.
Yeah.
And what do you think about it? What do you think about that?
It's fucking weird. You're going to tell me that fucking kid that was in college hit him from 2 football fields away.
So according to experts, because I've been reading all the tacticals on it, it's not an incredibly tough shot with that rifle from 200 yards. It's a shot that anybody with decent rifle skills could hit and not miss by 4 inches in either direction. So that part of it doesn't like fit the whole any kind of like conspiracy thing. But man,
again,
it's just
Gary,
a
kid can go into a college campus, set himself up on a roof with a gun.
Yeah. That's the problem for me.
That
continues to be the problem for me because Charlie Kirk was being murdered at the same exact time a school was being shot up in Colorado. What do we have to do? We did it with airports. I'm sure after 9/11, people were like, what do you mean secure every airport in the country with high technology and TSA agents and screeners and detectors? Why the fuck can't we do it for school campuses? I just don't get it. Yep. Like, why can't we protect the most important people of this country, which are our children and people that are going to school to learn? It just does not make sense to me.
And you're not wrong. I mean, when I was younger, we used to go to the airport and you would walk somebody to their gate, fucking wave from the fucking window and, all that shit. And now you can't even go in unless you have a ticket. And then before 9/11, I used to fly commercial everywhere in the early days of the UFC. And I would literally show up like 15 minutes before the fucking flight was leaving. And I would catch all my flights.
Wow.
Now, you show up an hour and 15 minutes before your flight, that might be too late. But I mean, the world continues to change. And yeah, you're probably right. They need to start doing this shit at schools.
How can we, like, all that inconvenience that takes place when you go to the airport now, everybody eventually became okay with it because they know it ensures the safety of the people traveling.
Yep.
So yeah, if it is the most inconvenient 10 years of the education system in the history of the world, and everybody's got to get screened, there's got to be detectors, bulletproof glass, break-proof glass, police officers, veterans, by the way, that can be hired and used at these schools. Like, there has to be some way. The thing that pisses me off is this idea, and it was one of the things that I disagreed kind of deeply with Charlie on, which was that there is some sort of acceptable loss. That seems like such a cop-out to me, that there's some sort of acceptable loss to gun violence or to violence in schools or to violence in the system in general that we just have to accept. That seems to me like we're saying we can't solve this problem.
I know, but you're going to have, if people want to hurt people, they're going to figure it out, man. That you got these guys that drive down the fucking streets with trucks and just run everybody over at a parade. You got guys running around the UK stabbing people in the fucking streets.
So do you think no one has tried to bring a explosive onto a plane in the past 15, 20 years or wanted to crash a plane? You know what I'm saying? But those people were all apprehended, right? Like, there hasn't been an explosion on a plane since you know what I'm saying? So the idea that is no solution is just such a stressful one to me. We're the most like capable country on this fucking planet from a science, from a monetary standpoint, military standpoint. Why can we not keep kids safe in schools? It just boggles my mind.
I agree. Probably because the answer to it is, and I went through this with the school that my kids went to when they were younger, because that shit was going on. Is the answer is you got to have guns at school, and you have however many students with however many parents, and you're gonna have the rah let's get some fucking mercenaries over here to protect our kids, and then you're gonna have the other side going, yeah, no, I don't like that idea.
I saw this drone system that
that's going to change a lot. You're right.
We can't be that far out. Like within 5 years, having like drone security systems that can basically protect and find and neutralize a threat.
You see the Tesla robot videos I have on my phone from
the humanoids, the Optimus.
This isn't 5 years away. This is fucking now.
Wow.
And
wow.
he's getting these things fucking dialed in, and you're right. You're right.
The future,
and the drones, the robots, all that shit is coming.
I mean
that's a good idea. I mean, we were talking about security stuff yesterday. Flying drones around when you're about to publicly speak is probably the best idea ever, and it's simple.
Yeah.
And everybody in this room can fly a fucking drone. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
That feels like a probable solution, potentially for like at least public.
But what about like, not to get super deep into it today, I guess, but like what about like something simple like deterrence? Like there's a reason why the White House has a perimeter that if you breach it, you will be killed. You know what I'm saying? Like why can't we set up secure perimeters around schools? Or all I'm saying is there just has to be some solution. And that's the thing that pisses me off
more.
The most is just like a lot of the issues that
most of the schools are public schools. And when you think about the school system, they can't even fire fucking teachers, for Christ's sakes. Now that you're talking about fucking drones and systems to, you know what I mean? They can't fire a teacher if they want to. The school system is very broken. But even in some of these private schools, you're going to have nutty lib parents and you're going to have nutty right parents. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's not like everybody's right down the middle and they're going to go, yeah, we all agree on this. It's going to
But on certain things you would hope they would, like the safety of their children, right? And it's just so odd. It feels a lot of times like we're focused on the wrong issues. We spent so much time focused on this conversation about abortion rights, and that represents this tiny decimal percentage of happenings per year, and transgender and these little tiny things, and the safety of kids and the health of veterans and the health of us as humans. I went and spoke on Bobby's Maha panel when they did that panel before pre-election. These things need to be more important, way more important.
I agree 100%.
Well, hopefully in 3 years when we have you on again, we'll be sitting back and saying like we're in a better place now.
I look forward to it. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it.
Man, it's always a pleasure, dude. Thanks for giving us your time. This was on short notice as well.
Likewise. Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, we
Thanks for
appreciate it. Dana White, ladies and gentlemen. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. We love you. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Peace.